Hey y'all, it's Crystal. I'm just going to be starting a new vlog today. I'm going to be vlogging for my Garbaugust Reading. So we're going to be starting off week number 1 today. Yeah, week 1 is off and running already. I haven't read anything yet. It is only August 1st, but still. I just wanted to kind of remind you of week 1 being category romance or men's adventure, and just to kind of remind you of my big old pile of possibilities that I had here, including Safeguarding the Surrogate. I got a weird light thing going on right now. Howling in the Darkness by B.J. Daniels. Whoops, dropped that one. Poison by Ed McBain. The Empath. Outrageous by Lori Foster. I will be reading this one first. I'm going to set that to the side. The Toff and the Tufts. Too Wild to Wed. Rex Stout's The President Vanishes. Festival Summer. Pleasure Control. Alistair MacLean's Circus. So those are my options. I'm not going to get through all these, of course. I will be starting with this one first. Temptation Blaze. This is Mills and Boone. Outrageous by Lori Foster. He was totally outrageous. 1 minute, the sexiest sin cop was rescuing Emily Cooper from drunks. The next, he was tearing his uniform off in front of a group of voracious women. What kind of man was he, and why couldn't Emily keep her hands off of him? Judd Sanders couldn't believe it when pretty wide-eyed Emily started poking her gorgeous little nose into the workings of the underworld. She was obviously a menace to herself and to his libido. Worse, she'd blow his cover, for Judd really was a cop, whose cover left him a little too uncovered for his liking. Now, this is steamy, sizzling, and emotionally moving. All right. And I will, of course, be diving into my Ed Wood stories and reading about a story a day to get me through the month. So I'll read that story today as well. Oh yeah, I'm excited that Garbaugust is finally here. So yeah, I'll take you along with me for the week, and we'll just see how stinky it gets, you know. All right, bye.
Own words being repeated in texts, tweets, and to these people.
I'm back into Angora Fever. These are the collected stories of Edward E. Wood Jr. So this is Invasion of the Sleeping Flesh by one of his many pen names, Angora. This one was published in 1972, and this one was okay. It's essentially about this kind of old professor named Julian Smotherland, who was very smart and brilliant and all that good stuff, but he's aging. He's like 99 years old, and he's like, I'm not gonna live forever. And it's a shame that I can't live forever because I'm just so amazingly smart, and no one will benefit from my being smart because I'll be dead. So he invents this, what's he called, like a solarite gun or something like that. Solaranite gun to harness the power of the sun to bring him back to life so he can be immortal. And that's kind of the gist of the story. Yeah, it was an okay one. Sadly, no mention of an Angora sweater. Remembered that I put a little flag in on the stories previously, last Garbaugust, when he mentioned an Angora sweater. So no mention of Angora sweater in, what's the name of the story again? Invasion of the Sleeping Flesh. Maybe the next one. All right. Well, let's check it do. So, I listened to an audiobook at work today. I thought I'd go ahead and try to squeeze in my shifter romance to mark off my Garbingo board. So I picked something up. You know, Audible has, a bunch of freebie stuff. We call it freebie, but stuff that you can listen to without burning a credit. I got a decent little amount of romance stuff on there. So I added some shifter stuff to my list. And so I picked up this book, Dirty Wolf. I've already forgotten the author's name. I just looked at the picture before I started talking, and I still forgot the author's name. I'll put the picture here for you. This is a curvy girl heroine type of story. So if you like seeing some plus size representation in your romance, this was good. And this was okay. I liked it more towards the beginning of it, and as it went on, it just got kind of like, really. But it's a shifter romance. I mean, I don't know, like I don't go into this expecting the most amazing things ever, but anyway, we've got a young woman. She has just got out of college and she's gotten her master's degree. She's moved back home, trying to save some money, pay off some of her, student loans, all that good stuff. She's got a job at the library and they're her, her hometown, yada, yada, yada. One night she is going out to meet up with some of her old girlfriends from the town, and she also runs into this guy named Max, who's a guy she always had a crush on, of course, through high school and all that good stuff. But and lo and behold, he seems to kind of like her too. But he's also a wolf shifter who's part of this really like long line of wolf shifters who they've somehow settled in the New York area. I don't know. They're from Russia originally. I don't really know how to make a sense. There's some different like packs and clans that are like warring right now because of things that we found out. So he's like the heir to like this pack, the pack leader. That's not the right alpha male, whatever. Anyway, whatever you call that thing. They immediately fall in love. I don't know. It just goes from there. I don't know. It's a shifter romance, right? So, but it was fun. It was fun. I mean, I think that's what I usually read romance, and for is just when I'm in the mood for something fun. I got something fun, The spicy was spicy. Yeah, I don't know. That was it. I did start this Blaze book last night, or Outrageous by Lori Foster. I didn't get very far. I fell asleep. I got up to page 45, and it's pretty fun so far. We've got this our hero is an undercover cop. He's trying to find out who's selling guns illegally, and just bad sorts. So he's undercover as this stripper at this club, because of course he's stripping as a cop. Like, that's his costume. Stripper costume as a cop. That's funny. And then our heroine is her younger brother almost blew his face off with one of these guns that's on the streets illegally. So she's like trying to like find out where the guns are coming from, because her family wants to keep it a secret, because she's like this rich girl. She's like from a rich family, and they don't want people to know that their son almost blew his face off, I guess. I don't know. Yes, I think maybe gonna try to team up or something. I don't know, try to figure out what's going on. And I'm sure they will fall in love, or at least fall in lust. And it's gonna go from there. So yeah, I'm curious. So yeah. I'm about to go cook some dinner. I think I'm gonna try egg roll in a bowl. I want to try egg roll in a bowl. I've been seeing a few recipes that look pretty tasty, and it looks really simple and easy, perfect for the weeknight meals. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna read this next story of my Ed Wood book, and then I'll finish up the night reading this, hopefully. So that was loud, probably. Sorry. Okay, I'll check in later. Bye. Alrighty, good morning. It's Thursday morning, and I am playing hooky from work for the day. And I'm going on to spend the day with my sister. She's in town visiting. I don't see her very often at all, because she lives way over in Oregon, and I live way over in North Carolina. So she is here visiting for a little bit this summer, and we haven't really had a day, just us gals. So I say, I'm going to play hooky from work. I'm going to come pick you up. We're just gonna have a day. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. We have zero plans, but I'm looking forward to having a good day, and have fun with my little sis. So that should be fun. I have a feeling we might end up at a thrift store or two, but we'll see. We will see. Should be a nice day. All right. Okay, I forgot to talk about my Ed Wood story that I read last night. It's called The Exotic Loves of the Vampire, and this one was saucy. Maybe the most explicit story so far in the book. I mean, there's been some, maybe so. I would say maybe this has been the most sort of sexy times story, and it is a little kind of Dracula story, and we're focusing on Mina, who she's writing this letter to Jonathan, who was off traipsing through wherever he is, right? And she's talking about how much she misses him, how much she misses having sex with him, and she wants him so badly. She has to like take care of herself because she's just has these desires that he's not there to fulfill. And there comes a point where she hears something outside the window, and what's going on? Is there something there? Lucy comes involved. They hook up. There's like this whole sex scene with Lucy, and it's just about 5 pages. I'm telling you, it was saucy. It was, and honestly, it was pretty good. So, so that was a fun one. Yeah. All right, sorry for the kind of terrible lighting here, but I finished a book. Can you believe it? It only took me 4 days to finish this little book. I just have not had a whole lot of like time this week for like, physical reading with my eyeball time. So, whew. So yeah. But yeah, I finally finished it and it was fun. This is, again, it's a Mills and Boon Temptation Blues called Outrageous by Laurie Foster. This is a book from the 90s. So I would say maybe it's a different sort of feel to it, but it was fun. It was a ton of fun. And I think I talked a little bit about what it was about. This guy's a undercover cop, and he's undercover as a stripper. So he's trying to get this, trying to get this bad guy, and she's trying to help her brother, blah, blah, blah. Things get hot and heavy, and they make a little love connection, and, they get the bad guy in the end too. I mean, we know how this is going to end, right? But it's really cute. But it was really cute and sweet, and a couple little saucy bits. Yeah, so I had a little bit of everything. A nice love story, some sexy times, a little bit of tension with this trying to get the bad guy, kind of thing. And they're also kind of like, both kind of like had different upbringings. He was from a pretty kind of poor upbringing with, not a lot of family support and all that kind of good stuff. And she's like a rich girl, like that kind of thing. So that kind of thing too, which was kind of fun. So yeah, it was fun. Yeah, nice little sexual romance. So I'm glad to finally actually finished a book through the week. All right, I'll check in later. Bye. Okay, y'all, let's do a little check-in. I am up here filming a couple of videos, so while I got things set up, let's do a little check-in. So let me talk about the Ed Wood story that I read yesterday, and it was called Howl of the Werewolf. This one is from 1972. And it was pretty fun. It was like this city girl named Rita. Was her name Rita? Rita goes off for like a 2-week vacation, and she goes up in like to the woods, and she's got a little cabin. She's like, I'm gonna get away, but of course she's like so sex starved she has to start masturbating right when she gets there. That's fine. And she hears these howls in the night, and she's like, oh my gosh, why did I come up here? Oh my god, am I gonna make it out of the woods alive? That kind of thing. She's getting a little spooked, but But she's determined to kind of like stick it out because she's always wanted to go out and live, you know, spend some time in the woods, even though she's a city girl, you know, that kind of thing. And so one night, this guy kind of shows up at her house because he's had like a car accident out the road. And they're immediately attracted to each other. And, you know, she's so just, you know, she's so horny. She's got to start. They just can't resist each other, right? But perhaps he's the werewolf. Yeah, it was a really fun little story, actually. So that one was really fun. So the next one that I'm going to be reading is called The Riches of Amal-Ra. So I'll see what that one is called. It was published in Horror Sex Tales, jumbo book from 1972. I need to track that thing down. Okay. So yeah, I'm just having fun in here, but I'm still disappointed by the lack of the mentions of Angora sweaters. What the fuck? What the hell's going on? Anyway. Okay, so today's Saturday, like I think I mentioned that already, but maybe not. And we're just kind of hanging around the house today. Got some laundry and all that good stuff. I did make a start on Alistair MacLean's Circus, and I'm really would like to get this one read. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't get as much read this week. I had all the big stack of books to choose from, but my physical reading time this week just wasn't there. So yeah, but chapter 1, I'm already pretty interested. We've got these 2 CIA agents who are trying to get a hold of Mr. Bruce Wilderman, who is this amazing circus performer, to try to pull him in to help with like a mission they've got going on. So we have seen him his act at the circus now, and he seems like just the man for the job. so I'm excited to see where this one goes, and I'm really hoping. I don't know if I'll finish it today, but I'd like to get a really big chunk of this finished today. We will see. I did listen to another audiobook. I will put it here because I forgot the name of it, and I forgot the author, and I don't want to... I wrote it down, but I forgot all that downstairs. Anyway, this was just a little thing on Audible that you could listen to. I'll just listen to it when I was at work on Friday. And this one was okay. This is like a throuple story about this woman, and set kind of, I don't know, late 1800s or something, I don't know. Yeah, or early 1900s maybe. Kind of like on the western frontier kind of thing. And this woman has, I guess her parents are dead or something. She has like a stepbrother, and he has stolen all of her money and then sold her to this brothel. Okay, so the lady at the brothel in turn... it says you can come work for me, or I can auction you off, as a wife, with, it'll be to men that have certain appetites, And so she chooses to be auctioned off because she doesn't want to be a lady of the night. So these 2 guys buy her, essentially, and then marry her. And then trouble stuff ensues. It's pretty intense with the sauciness in this one. So if you're looking for a really racy, some racy stuff, that's fine. This might be for you. I don't always really like sort of sub-dom situations. And so I think that's why I just kind of was like, wow, this one, you know what I mean? It's just not always my cup of tea. So it was fun and sexy and stuff, but I don't know. I just don't always like that kind of story. I guess is where I'm going with that. So it was smutty though. So so yeah. Other than that, that's it. I'm gonna dig into this betweenst my laundry loads, and I've actually got to record a couple of videos today, and yeah. So that's it. I'll check in later. All right. Alright, let's do a little check-in. I've made progress on Circus by Alistair MacLean. Not quite halfway, but some good progress. And it's getting late here on Saturday night. I'm getting tired, so I don't think I'm going to finish it tonight. Like I was hoping I was going to finish it today. It ain't going to happen. But honestly, I'm having a really good time with this. It reads... came out in 1975, I think it was. And... it just reminds me of those like old movies from back in the day. That's kind of it feels very much like that, kind of cross between like maybe like a James Bond movie and I don't know, something else. Yeah, I don't know. My brain's not quite working today, but anyway, yeah, I'm having just a really good time with this one. It's keeping me interested, and like and just the setup of it all, you know. So we got this guy who works at a circus, and he's been pulled into the CIA to help infiltrate this country of which he used to live in, and bad things happened to him there and all that kind of good stuff. So he has a motive for like wanting to help the CIA, and but he's also worked with the circus, so the circus has got involved too. And so they're on their way on a ship over to Europe now from US. So that's kind of where we are. We're about to get into the, you know, the actual nitty gritty of them trying to steal these papers and things from this place, you know. It was for some reason, something to do with like antimatter, and like this particular government of this country has figured out how to do something with antimatter and turn it into weapons. I think the Russians are involved somehow, because of course they are. And yeah, I don't know, just having a good time with it. Yeah, so maybe tomorrow, but I got a busy day tomorrow, so I'm not really sure what I'll get done, but I'll keep trucking along, because yeah, I kind of surprisingly enjoying this one. So yeah, all right. Big storm is rolling in. A few moments later. Nasty out there. Alrighty, guys, let's wrap up this vlog, as I did finally finish Alistair MacLean's Circus, and I didn't love it. I didn't love it ultimately, so let's talk a little bit about it. At the beginning, I think I've told you about what this is about a little bit, right? There's a CIA operatives, and they have recruited this guy named Bruno, who was like this most amazing guy ever, and he works for a circus, and he's like this trapeze artist and like a mentalist, and he's just like, again, the most amazing guy ever. And they want to use him to break into this laboratory in this Eastern European country, because this is a Cold War era type of a story, yada yada yada. Okay, right. And this started off, I was like, it really pulled me in. We're getting to know these characters. You know, there's a couple of CIA agents, and they're, you know, talking to this Bruno dude and like getting them into the scheme. And, you know, I was like, okay, I mean, that's cool. There were some murders right away. I was like, okay, I'm kind of pulled into it, you know. I like a good like spy story, spy movie, you know. So I was like, okay, this might be cool. And as it gets on and on, I'm like, okay, we're getting into the circus, and you get into the nitty-gritty of the story, and that's their yada yada yadas, right? And it just, it's not a super long book, but there were times that it felt like it was too long. It was getting like a lot of filler in here. Like, I'm just like, get to the part where we break into this laboratory, right? There's some kidnapping in there. There's some other things. I don't know. I got a bit distracted, I think. Okay, this Bruno guy, the most interesting man in the world, definitely is one of those men. How do I say this? Well, they just thinks he's the most interesting guy in the room. Yeah, I didn't really love him. And there's one female character in this book. One of all of in the whole story, there's one lady character. Now she is also, her name's, what was it, Maria? I don't even remember her name. Yeah, so she is brought in. She is also a CIA trained agent person. And she's going to be coming undercover into the circus, you know, just, you know, with to help up with the operation, yada yada. She is the most worthless character. I don't even know why she was in the book. She did not behave like a CIA person, that's for sure. She couldn't tell when someone was following her. I felt like this is like basic CIA knowledge. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base here. And of course, you know, she's becomes a love interest for Bruno, the most you know, awesome guy ever. But she's portrayed as just this dumb bag of rocks through the whole flipping book. And this like emotional, like over emotional person. It drove me bananas. Oh, I mean, she could have been cool. You know what I mean? Oh, this still could have been a very dude-centered story. And I like this really cool like CIA chick to like team up with Bruno. And I mean, it could have been really cool, right? It just wasn't, you know? What a wasted opportunity, right? I mean, she didn't even need to be in the story because her role in this was pointless and meaningless. Added absolutely nothing to the story at all. Zip, nada. Like, I understand this book was written in 1975, and this book is geared towards men and stuff, but I think even men would have appreciated Maria or Martha, or whatever her name was, to have a little bit of brain working up here, and for her to have been like some cool spy chick. Oh, what a wasted opportunity. So I was just bummed. And then we finally get to the ending where they're breaking into the lab. Everything was so rushed. I'm like, you wasted some time here in the middle bits. I would have liked to have spent more time on the actual, like, getting into this lab and, you know, sneaking past this and doing that. Oh, I was really let down by this one. So, oh man. But anyway, I did read it. I mean, I wanted to finish it. I kind of wanted to see how it all ended out, but it let me down, you know, it let me down. It just could have been better, you know. But what's one gonna do? So so for this, you know, for this week, of course, I finished Cholia. I like this one much more. I like this much more than that one. Yeah, this one was okay too, but so these are my two physical books. I read those two other romance books on audio that I read for the week, but these were my two for the, you know, for the category romance and the men's adventure for week 1. So I did read one of each. And with sort of mixed feelings about them. You know, I wanted a little more from this one, and this one was okay too. This one was cute and fun. So kind of a mixed bag with those, but I am gonna actually wrap it up here for this vlog then, because it is time. I'm actually a day late because this book took me too long to read because, well, I really just didn't have a lot of physical reading time this past week, honestly. I'm already behind on my Ed Wood's short stories. I gotta get some catching up to do, but we're gonna go right into week 2 now, so I'm excited. Alrighty, so I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the first week of Garbaugust. Let me know what you've been reading, because I definitely want to know, especially if you've been reading category romance and or men's adventure. I would love to know. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.